Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. Welcome to this edition of Mods Worth Noting. As a quality of life mod, auto light on off, pretty simple. Basically brings modernism to farm sim, where if you've got equipment or when the sun rises, it turns off. Vehicle shop storage gives you the ability to basically take equipment in and out of the game, but you still have full access to it and it retains all its properties. So if you want to, for example, store a tractor away, you do that as if you're repairing, but instead put it in storage, and that way it's not available to you in-game until you retrieve it from storage. Sweet Corn Add-on gives you a production facility that cans things faster, produces sweet corn as output. So if you're a long-time watcher of my updates, you know there isn't a lot that I cover in equipment or buildings because there's just so many of them, and it's just really usually something as far as visibility, but when something kind of hits me as unique, I do mention it. So US refrigerated hanger is certainly one of those. So it's got a refrigeration storage space inside so that if you've got perishable goods that you'd like to store in something a bit more appropriate, you can do so. Use Up Your Tires is another one of those mods that is really interesting if you're into realism and really want to push and challenge yourself to kind of do a lot of things that you normally don't have to deal with in the base game. This is a mechanic that basically does exactly what it says. It introduces tire wear into your farming simulator game. So it will take tires and let them be fully worn at about 38 kilometers of traveled ground distance, which they are saying is, with normal vehicle usage, would last about 1 in-game year. You can also set the tire usage to low, which will let it last for 380 kilometers. But again, if you do quick math, that's 100 in-game years. It's pretty rare that you're going to play 100 in-game years on any given farm or anything like that. So at that point, it's basically off or on. So that's really the settings, even though it gives you two settings. But rather than having to remove the mod, I guess, they give you that option. It also says that it has replacement mechanics added to the workshop screen, so I'm assuming you'll have to do something and there would be a cost to replace tires in your workshop once they're worn. And in addition to that, as your tires wear, they not only change in physical appearance, so as you can see here, they kind of become fully bald, or relatively. This probably isn't at 100% yet, but they'll get worn out. So you'll see them change, but they also have less grip on loose surfaces when they get visually used. So a real interesting mod, definitely something out of the ordinary for you to take a look at. So that is it for this edition of Mods Worth Noting. The only other point to mention in passing is Precision Farming is back for Farming Simulator, so if you enjoyed that, you can now reincorporate it back into your games. I will see you next time.